Hello my friends and welcome to episode 34 of our Football Manager 2019 Let's Play with Rangers. Today we've got both legs of our Europa League first knockout round coming up. The team that we're playing, I'm not even going to try and pronounce because the kind of names that I butcher regularly. So we're going to get through the games since the last game episode. And now if you haven't seen the last episode, it was a transfer window episode, so a lot of players have came in. So if you've missed that, go check it out now because some of these names you might need to see again. So since the last episode where we played Celtic and Hearts, we have had a nice little run. We had some friendlies involving Spanish teams. We went on a little tour in Spain. I wanted a warm weather camp, but I couldn't work out how to do it. I know there's a button to do it, but I couldn't find it and I can't remember where it is. So we had a tour of Spain instead. And then we played Montrose in the Scottish Cup. It was actually a really poor performance. But overall, it was a very weakened team. Dominic Solanke opened to scoring. Ryan Porteous getting a 90th minute goal as well. And then we played Aberdeen, a Malcolm double. Gave us a win there. And then it was Dundee United's turn, and it was Dominic Solanke with a hat-trick this time, getting us all 3 points. Before we played St Johnstone, and again, all 3 points with a 3-0 win. We had 10 men here as Dominic Solanke got sent off for another silly two-footed challenge, similar to the one he had earlier on in the season. Casey Palmer with a brace, and Ryan Kent also scoring. I remember us having quite a lot of injury troubles over this period, so Ryan Kent came in and scored. And then we played Hibs. We drew 3-3. It's the first time I've seen us coming back from being behind this season, or at least I can remember us coming back from behind this season. They went 2-0 up within inside 8 minutes. Carlos Alina got a brace from the sort of half-hour mark. Will Volks put them ahead again before Alessandro Rossi equalised. Again, this was another poor performance. We absolutely dominated them, but we just couldn't put the ball in the back of the net. And they scored with every single shot that they had. One of those days at the office where you just write it off. We then played Kilmarnock. Not Kilmarnock, it's at Mirren. I don't know why I said Kilmarnock. And we won 5-0. They had a man sent off on the half-hour mark. We're already 1-0 up, but the second half performance was absolutely unbelievable. Casey Palmer with a brace, Felix Paslak with a goal from the penalty spot, Manor Solomon and Ben Mackey also on the score sheet there. Again, a very much rotated side because we've had so many injuries, and I'm trying to get people game time during this injury run as possible. And then we beat Dundee United 2-1. They scored with their only shot, which was a penalty. We absolutely dominated proceedings, and this scoreline very much flatters Dundee. So that leaves us where we are. We've got a Hamilton game in the middle of these two games. So we're going to get pitch side to the first leg, which is away. I think it's in Turkey. So I'll see you pitch side in just a second. So here we are, pitch side. We've got a very unusual player in the team today. I've been trying to get him game time of late, but because of suspensions, Jordan Houston plays at right back. Other than that, it's a sort of normal team with Ray and goal, McCrory, Katic and Taylor Frowden off the defence. Alan Campbell holding midfield. Actually really like him there. He's played well recently. He's not managed to play 2 games in a row yet for us. He's just not quite got that fitness levels yet, but we'll hopefully work on that. Probably look at it next season now. Elena and Palmer in the midfield with Malcolm, Solomon and Solanke up top. They do have a regen right back, and because I know that I'm looking for a right back for next year, I did click on him. And he's very physically good. Other than that, I don't think he's actually any better than Jordan Houston himself. If we click on him there, you go, you can have a look yourself. But yeah, he kind of looks okay. I think he's in for maybe similar reasons as Jordan Houston, so hopefully we can cause them as many problems as they cause us with having a sort of young player breaking in through the youth team. At right back, we've obviously got Manor Solomon on that left wing, who's extremely good, so it's not really a baptism of fire that he maybe really would be looking forward to, but at the same time, you know, these are the days that you start to play football for, I would imagine. So we've got a fairly strong team. We're going to give it a big demand more right now, because this has been a very poor start, and we've finally got a highlight, but it's looking like their highlight right now. We cannot get near this ball. This is actually a very big pitch, not maybe the best for us to be pressing on. Very good for them to be passing it out of defence. Bit frustrated actually looking at their numbers. It's almost sort of just looking for a space now, and Ilkson comes away. Oh, it's a great pass. great block from Charlie Taylor on that shot. We've demanded a bit more, but last-ditch challenge from young Charlie. We'll say young, he's not that young anymore. But from Charlie Taylor to prevent them getting any further. They're looking very, very defensive in numbers here. And it was the same when they were having the ball though as well. They weren't really committing that number until they got someone in free space and Solanke heading over. Not quite good enough there from Dominic Solanke. Has to be hitting a target from 2 yards. Really, also apologise if my voice sounds a bit off. I've not long woke up, not been feeling well recently, which is why the videos last week were very erratic, and I went back to bed today to try and just, feel a little bit better before recording, but again, still not feeling 100%. I'm going to go with an assertive I'm not happy and see if we can get something. I do like this colour of the orange on their top. It is very, very nice. Very, very big fan of orange though, so other people will look at that and go, nope, too bright. Whereas I like that. I don't know why. I just do. Patrick Roberts also on the bench for us today. He's not back from injury, but we've kind of forced him back because we just had no other winger options, and I need to have a winger on the bench for the way that we play. I'm going to make some changes now. Jairus can come on for Carlos. Actually, no, he can come on for Casey Palmer. And see if he can change things a little bit for us. We've got a free kick here as Malcolm whips it into Solanke, and again failing to hit the target, Dominic Solanke. Von Moose still not fit from after joining us really, so that's why he's not having any game time, not made his debut yet. I'm going to get him into the youth side and see if we can get something out of him. We're going to bring on Fellaini now for Alan Campbell, just freshen some legs up in the midfield. I mean, a 0-0 result away from home here isn't a bad result, but it does leave a bit of pressure on at home. I feel like looking at those chances, we've had chances to bury this game. We'll bring on Alessandro Rossi, see if he can go out, grab a goal. He's got goals in him, Rossi. 21 shots, no goal here. And I was about to say we've been punished for it, but Rea getting a hand to it to get that free kick away. Not enough of them on target, as highlighted by Dominic Solanke with 2 big chances from headers. Rea finds Katic. Played forward calmly to Jairus. Again, no urgency about us right now. We're not wasting time. It almost feels like there's no urgency there. They are sitting very, very deep though with 2 holding midfielders as well. It's whipped in for Rossi, and Volkan, the goalkeeper, gets out just in the nick of time and catches that one. Very, very boring game that one, to be honest. Hopefully the second leg is a bit better. I'll see you all there. Pitch out in just a second. We see one change from the last leg, just Tavernier coming back in for Jordan Houston. Other than that, we rested everyone in the game in between, really. Solanke played, Malcolm played, and Elena played, I think it was. Everyone else was rested, apart from David Rea, of course. So we're going in. They're looking fairly defensive again, so hopefully we can actually, get a fairly strong performance here, because if they're that defensive, it's going to be a pain in the backside to break through. A clean sheet for here would equal the Europa League clean sheets record for David Rea, which would be a fairly good achievement on his first season for the club. Julian Von Moose and Antonio Madden both making the bench today. Neither of them even close to match fit, to be honest. I've got them both set to play in the reserves for a little while, but I kind of felt let's just give them a shot off the bench if we need them. And again, it just gives us that extra bit of cover and quality on the bench. They've got Nick Pope in goal. And Sean Dice was actually watching us in the last game. He was keeping an eye on a few of our English talents in the first leg. First time I've seen him popping up, so hopefully he's here and enjoying what he sees. Solomon to Carlos Elena. It's a decent strike. It bobbles. It goes underneath Nick Pope. And it's in the back of the net. Carlos Elena getting us off to a good start here. 6 minutes in. That first goal could have been so important. Solanke gets a bit of a break before finding Solomon, who's passed to Elena. Puts him on his left foot. And again, just a bit of a break. It bobbles just at the right point for it to get underneath Nick Pope, who's maybe a bit unlucky with that. If it had bobbled at any other point, he probably gets a comfortable save. Tavernier takes a throw into Alan Campbell. Elena to Casey Palmer. Whipped out to Charlie Taylor. I should also say the game in between against Hamilton, we won 2-1. It wasn't a great performance. We scored a penalty early on. They equalised, and then Solanke scored later on, and Solomon brought it down. It's a penalty. Carlos Elena, I think, is coming up to take this one. He is indeed. Can he score? He's not. It's saved. Nick Pope with a big save. Carlos Elena has renewed his loan for next season, I should say. And then Solanke scored, as I was trying to say, in that 2-1 victory. So good things there. Not falling behind. It wasn't a great performance in terms of goal scoring again. Excuse me. But, you know, it's reasonable. As 3 points are 3 points. But I'm really liking how this team's coming together. You know, I'm feeling we've got Carlos Elena for another year. We've got Casey Palmer signing on a permanent as Malcolm tucks home with a very good left-footed finish from that rebound. The challenge on Solanke fell for him, and he took it first time, I think, here. Very, very composed finish from the on-loan Barcelona man. Did look at renewing his loan as well, but Barcelona are saying they're having an interest in playing him in the first team. It's his 10th goal of the season, which makes him our top goal scoring winger, but I've not been convinced to see that anything they say is better than Patrick Roberts, really, on the pitch. As Elena whips in, can't find Katic, it's headed away beforehand. There's Ross McCrory, it's not far wide from the club captain. But it's all us this time around. Maybe that win was just what we needed, as Elena comes in, it's just wide again from Carlos Elena. His contract's up at the end of next season as well, so hopefully we can do a similar thing to what we did with Casey Palmer, rather than having the issue that we had with Paslak and Solanke, where they pick another option. I believe I am on his favourite managerial list, which will help with that. Whereas Paslak and Solanke won't have had that second season, really. If Solanke had just kept pressing there, he'd have got the ball with that break, which is frustrating, but the clearance is only as far as Casey Palmer. Elena to Malcolm. Bit crowded in the middle here. We need to go wide. Solomon, can we finally find that wide pass? We do indeed. Charlie Taylor, it's a good save from his fellow countryman Nick Pope. Malcolm keeps it alive. Tavernier, poor touch from the former club captain, of course, and cleared away. A much better game this time around. We've also had a transfer request from Marouane Fellaini. I looked at selling him in January, didn't get any nibbles for him, and I was kind of disappointed at that, because he was one of those ones that I was signing just like, yeah, we'll get a fast track sale and make a bit of money off. You know, he's a decent option. We sell him at either January or the start of next season. We get a bit of money, and his value dropped. So I was a bit frustrated, but the free bids came in very, very quickly. As Katic brave there, taking that away from Rea. So offered him out, as I said, got free bids. 2 of them from England were laughable and locked for about between 4 and 5 million respectively, both different amounts. Real with a decent save there from the point blank shot. It's our first real chance, but that's 2 big times they've got through in very quick succession. And then there was one from Italy, which was about 7 million, and I went, do you know what, I'm just going to negotiate this, see what we can do. And they accepted the first negotiation, so a £7 million bid accepted from Udinese for Marouane Fellaini. I'm also looking at a number of other signings for next season. Scott McKenna's one that I really want. There's 2 youth players signed, guarantees coming in, and another few that I'm scouting, as well as obviously a similar sort of setup with trying to grab up the best free agents. So that will help on that front. But I am liking the way this team comes together. We're making a decent amount of money from our transfers. There's also a risk that Nikola Katic goes at the end of the season. He's got a lot of interest again, and it's all major interest this time rather than being sort of 1 or 2 interested parties. Not sure how much we're going to ask for him, but I'm expecting a big offer given the level of interest. So I eventually caved in as Solanke puts us free up. So eventually, given the level of interest, I've caved in and gave Rocky Bashiri the contract that he has been asking for. It's a bit more than what I'd want to spend, but I also felt giving him it now means that if we change our mind in the summer and go, you know what, it's not worth it, we can still sell him on, because he'll lose the selling modifier. There's also a striker in Croatia, that's a regen who I'm looking at. I triggered his release clause, but he just signed a new contract. But there's interest from Man City and Liverpool in this kid, so I'm wanting to get that deal done as soon as possible. They're in again. David Raya with a fairly routine save from a great pass that split our defence. And there was two of them in. Against, I think it was just Alan Campbell who was tracking there. But it was right in between the run of Katic and McCrory. Found that hole again. We're going to make a sub. It's going to be Ajadis coming on for Casey Palmer, I think. And I'm tempted to give Madden or Von Moose a run out here. In fact, Madden will indeed come on. I'll do that now. He's probably not quite ready for a half-hour run, but 20 minutes might just be about right. Probably 15 would have been a better idea. And Von Moose will give that 15 minutes to as well. Elena whips this one in. It comes to Katic on the volley. Straight against the man in front. And the breakaway here, who have been so incisive, it still does look quite incisive actually, but they've been so slow in their passing. Raya having to save the blocked cross. And we will bring on Julian Von Moose. Now, give him a run out, the £9.5 million sign-in. Excuse me. Very, very good sign-in. I'm very, very happy with it. It's just taken him so long to recover from an injury he suffered between signing and arriving. Tavernier with the free kick. It's wide. I wasn't sure where that ended up there. But wide it was. But I'm very, very excited. There's another striker that I'm looking at for the summer who is going to be an insane signing. One that I've been scouting for a very, very long time. And I didn't think the day would ever come where he handed in the transfer request wanting first team football, but he's got to that point. And I'm just waiting on the scout reports coming back to go, this is how much wages he's going to want before I make the move. But again, I think it's going to be about another £9-10 million striker. But one that I genuinely feel selling on will be 50-60 million. Should we ever sell on, of course. But a 3-0 win there. Win is our draw. It's not giving me it, so I'll tell you what, we'll bring you back for either the next leg or, in fact, it's going to be right here, so we'll come back for the next leg and Motherwell. Yeah, so we'll do the first leg and Motherwell, and then the second leg and Celtic if it's a tough game. If not, we'll maybe just go jump straight to the second leg and go second leg and Celtic. I think that works out fairly well. So, guys, I hope you've enjoyed this episode. If you did, it's a 3-0 aggregate win against Bashashir, which I've butchered completely. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed it, hit like, hit subscribe, and I'll hopefully catch you all next time.